Hi everyone, my name's Ashley and I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. Today, I wanted to offer you some additional practice exercises to help you distinguish the difference between the alveolar tap, glottal stop, and elision. These concepts come up again and again throughout the course, so it's important to master and understand these concepts now. For the first practice exercise, you're going to see the word appear on the screen, and then I'm going to say the word either using the alveolar tap, glottal stop, or elision. I'll give you a couple of seconds to decide what your answer is, and then I will say what the answer is and also provide a brief explanation. Are you ready? Often. I used elision. The phoneme T was elided. Often. Better. I used the alveolar tap. The T's were pronounced D-like. Better. Splatter. I again used the alveolar tap as the T's were D-like. Splatter. Important. Here I used a glottal stop for the first T phoneme. The glottal stop is commonly used in the T position, such as before the syllabic N. Bends. Here I used elision. The D phoneme was not pronounced at all. Bends. Butter. Here I use the glottal stop. Butter. However, this word can also be produced with the alveolar tap, and it would sound like butter. As you can see, you hear the D-like sound, butter, and that would be an alveolar tap. Hundreds. Here, I elided the first D, hundreds. You might hear it with a typical D, and that would sound like hundreds. Nice job. Now we're going to do something a little bit differently. You're going to see a word transcribed on the screen. Notice if there are any letters bolded. You'll have 5 seconds to pronounce this word aloud, and then I'll come on and say the correct pronunciation so you can compare your work. Ready? Sit. The glottal stop was used at the end for the T phoneme. Sit. Bowman. As you can see, the T was completely elided and not pronounced at all. Bowman. Later. The alveolar tap was used because the T sounded D-like. Later. Typical pronunciation with the T phoneme would sound like later. Party. Again, the alveolar tap was used to make the T in party sound D-like. Party. Again, typical pronunciation with the T phoneme would sound like party. Partner. Again, the glottal stop was used here for the T phoneme. Partner. Grandma. Here, the D was completely elided, so it sounds like grandma. Typical pronunciation with the D could sound like grandma.